since I am a student, I think one of the important things that we can do, and I think what makes me unique in this selection is I want to set up a student advisory committee with the SGA, and also work it into the town gown committee with the town. The student advisory committee would consist of undergraduate students, graduate students, and also SGA representatives, and everyone put together. And that would be an advisory committee to bring student issues to town, and also bring town issues back to the students. And with that, we can work with different issues, including, for instance, alternative transportation, where we have 90% of the ridership of the Blacksburg Transit is actually students. And then also, when we look at encouraging renewables in this area and kind of kicking that off in green jobs, look at the potential we have at Virginia Tech. There's just so much potential. Finding ways to make it easier for students to incorporate the graduate projects and undergraduate projects, find ways to connect with the local citizens, and the YMCA project is a good example of the wind turbine that they're installing at the solar greenhouse and everything. It's finding opportunities to expand that. And then also another aspect of the campaign is designing Web 2.0 technologies. And Web 2.0 is a very new concept. It basically means more web interactivity. And so example I tell a lot of people, and I'll get to the next thing, is downtown revitalization. So some of you may have heard about College Avenue project. If you haven't, College Avenue, they're planning to redevelop it to be a walkable district, or even one-way road where they maybe close it off on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, where it could be people can walk downtown and just open up that space. So hypothetically, let's say I'm a business on College Avenue and I'm concerned how it's going to affect my business. With Web 2.0 and moving this forward with the town, you go to the website, you log in with a verified account so you can be accountable of what you say and everything. You can zoom in on the map of Blacksburg to College Avenue and create a tag on that map. That tag's going to link to a forum where you can discuss with other citizens these issues, and even students. And then as discussions grow and move forward, proposals will be developed. And then those proposals will go into a different segment of the website where you have proposals of different issues for all of town. Then citizens would vote on what proposals are most important to them and most significant to them. And then over time, the top proposals will be at the very top of the list, and that'll go straight to town council as far as what they should try to work with. And part of this would obviously be working with all residents of Blacksburg, making sure everyone has access to it. So that kind of segues into downtown revitalization. It's a critical issue we're all knowing. Since I was born, with the Christiansburg shopping center and everything, downtown reached its peak just a few years after that, and since then there's been a lot of decline, a lot of different issues, and a lot of people, claim that Blacksburg isn't business friendly, which isn't necessarily true. It's just that the downtown, we need to work with the owners and with the businesses there to make things happen. A lot of it is just that the second the business moves in, they have to update the codes. For instance, if you look at the building Gillies is in, it's a 4-story wooden structure. And if you retrofit anything in that building, you would have to update the codes, so you need a sprinkler system. And I don't think they even allow 4th-floor wooden structures anymore, so they have to take off the 4th floor. And imagine all the investment. So a lot of these buildings are in similar shape, so that's why a lot of businesses are concerned about making those sort of investments. So kind of to work with that, there's a couple of ideas that we're working with and looking into. And from what I've heard, about 10 years ago the town looked into it, and now's a good time. I think we should look at it again, is setting up an enterprise zone to find some sort of incentive to bring businesses downtown, make those investments, and redevelop. And I know, I think was it Lester Group? They came in, and they've actually been doing a great job with, because they own the segment from Morning Coffee around, I think, to Bolo's. And you've seen some of the redevelopment that's been going there, and that's a prime example of where we should be going for the rest of downtown. And so that's also going to help with unemployment as we move forward with redeveloping downtown, because as some of you may have heard, for the Radford, Virginia Tech, Christiansburg area, Blacksburg area, unemployment's about 9.5% right now, and that's a critical issue. And then right on the south side of downtown, we have, of course, the middle school project. Right now, there have to be conversations that happen with the school board to relinquish that property and work with it but there's a lot of potential there, and there's a lot of different ideas there. You know, there's a lot of talk about setting up some sort of RX incubator somewhere in town. Could be a good spot for it. One idea that we're also trying to look into is building a sustainable business incubator with Virginia Tech, and just businesses that are environmentally friendly, and businesses that are specifically environmental businesses could receive support from Virginia Tech and other organizations in this incubator. And also, as many of you know, one big issue in Blacksburg is recreation. And the site's big enough for some sort of indoor recreation facility, and developing that where we can tie it all into one place and even have some mixed-use development. It's just a great opportunity. It would involve a lot of investment from a lot of different groups to share the cost of it. So that's I think, you know, there's a lot of ideas, and you know, it'll progress as time moves forward. I think there's a lot of potential in this spot. And so the last thing I want to talk about now, open up the conversation, I probably talked too much already, is smart growth. That's obviously a critical issue throughout this campaign, of all the campaigns, because I think everyone's mentioned it at this point. But I think, to me, smart growth is looking at the externalities of a project and seeing the effects it has on the economy, on the community, and how it affects everything else. So if you look at some examples of everything, of what I would consider smart growth to be, a good example that I would love to point out is Shadowley Village here. There's certainly transportation is something that can be worked on, but if you look at that project, you have housing situated in such a way, and the parking situated in such a way that it fosters a community where people have their kids out in a common space, and people work together and they have a preserved green space. And I think it's just such a great example of the type of ideology we should implement as we move forward other development. And so when also you talk about some of the other development, and I know this will eventually come up, is the First and Main project. What I want to say to that is, being from Fairfax County, I think there's a great example of the development issues that we're facing. Is Fairfax County, Fairfax Boulevard, one of the main roads through Fairfax. All it is strip malls. And there's new types of development that are coming in. And so what Fairfax is doing is they're actually investing a lot of money to take out these strip malls and make it look like our downtown. Fit in storefronts, fit in a charter lane, fit in a bus lane. And so I feel like in Blacksburg, smart growth is about skipping that step, about redeveloping and making sure that we pursue smart growth now, and making sure that we pursue growth that we want 5-10 years down the road, that we will have to otherwise invest taxpayer money to work with and redeveloping. So as far as the First and Main project, you know, the original plan we saw was mixed use development is what we wanted. And I think, you know, now it's developed, it's something that we should work with, and I think it's a great opportunity to enhance bringing people downtown. Specifically, I hope to encourage the VT to start up a new loop between the University Boulevard Mall area, downtown, Virginia Tech, and First and Main. A quick loop that everyone can use, and I think it'll be really efficient. So I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about now, and I'll pass it on to anybody that has questions, and if you want to elaborate on any of these topics, feel free to ask.